Good morning, everybody. It is 5 o'clock, February 10th, 2022. We got some Q&As coming up. But what I want to do first is anybody that reaches out to me before Valentine's Day, I will give you guys 10% off registration for the range day coming up. So shoot me a text, shoot me an email, shoot me, I don't know, something on YouTube. Hey, Sal, hashtag shoot for the heart. You get 10% off registration the next range day coming up. So let's move right into our Q&A here. Kyle asks, any suggestions on how to shoot with both eyes open? Yep, practice. Practice, practice, practice. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort sometimes to shoot with both eyes open. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. For me, it's normal. I've been doing it all of my adult life, ever since I got in the military. That's just how I've learned how to shoot, was with both eyes open. Sometimes when you take those really long shots, it helps to close one eye so you can focus. But anything up close and personal, both eyes open so you get a really good sight picture and squeeze that trigger. But let's talk about, why do we keep both eyes open? We keep both eyes open so we can see our entire field of view. 180 degrees, right? We have everything from 9 to 12 and then 12 to 3. Close one eye, you lose 90 degrees, whichever way you close your eye. But that's why we shoot with both eyes open, so we can see everything in our field of view and use our peripherals out to the side so we can always transition and pick up the next target. But my suggestion, Kyle, is practice, man. Get out there in a very low stress, no emotion situation where you can take well-aimed, well-practiced shots and work through all those little uncomfortable feelings or whatever you have with shooting with both eyes open. Practice, brother. That's all you can do, man. Sometimes is just really get out there and put the effort, put the time in. Thank you for the question. I appreciate it. I love hearing from you guys. Let's move on. Sam from Colorado, my man. All right. How often do you think one should shoot or train? As often as your schedule will allow you to. Every day. Why not? If you can shoot 2-3 times a week, man, you're lucky. Not everybody gets a chance to do that. Not even your military or your law enforcement guys. They don't get a chance to train all the time, you know. But they're good because they allow themselves the opportunity and the time to train. It's part of their budget. It's part of their curriculum. It's part of their schedule, is getting out there and training. So what I would do, my suggestion is get out there as often as you can, okay? And when you get out there, work on one thing. Go out there with the idea of, I'm going to work on trigger squeeze, or I'm going to work on sight picture, or I'm going to work on my stance, or I'm going to work on just coming out of the holster and getting faster, putting one round on target as fast as possible. Pick one thing and get out there and just go through it and master that one thing before you move on to something else. A lot of times people get all, I got to do 5 things at one time if I'm ever going to get any better. No, work on one thing at a time. Work through it, slow as smooth, smooth as fast, right? So start out really slow. Crawl, walk, run. It's one of those things we work on it doesn't really matter if you're law enforcement or military, anything in life, right? If you want to get better at it, you got to practice, but you have to practice at a pace that you can be comfortable with. And then once you're comfortable with that pace, then you speed it up. Then you speed up a little bit more. Nobody just gets out there and they're the best on the range the first time out. It takes practice. It takes time. In order to do so, you got to train as often as you can, often as your schedule will allow you to. The next question Sam asked was 9mm over 45 versus 45, which is better? I think they're both great rounds. Ballistically, they're different, obviously. One's bigger, one's smaller, one's faster, one's slower. But it's not, to me, it's not the round itself. One's not better than the other. It's round placement. Where you're putting that round on your target is, to me, better than the actual round itself. You can do the same thing with the 22, 9mm, 38, 357, 44 mag, 50 caliber. As long as you hit the person or your target, in the same spot each and every time, it's going to do the same job. You can do just as much damage with the 22 as you can with the 45. It's the round placement. So don't get all bent over the axle on which round is better. Focus on round placement, okay? That's what That's what I would do, man. Let's see. Based on your experience with PSD, personal security detachment, I've been in the executive protection world for a long, long time. Sam asked, how do I set up my EDC? I set up my EDC. It's simple. I got a concealed carry Glock 19 Gen 4, and I don't like red dots. I don't like tack lights. I just like basic, right? I have trained with all of them. I've trained with the tack lights on on my weapon. I've trained with the red dots. I just don't like that stuff. Uh, they're great for getting on the range, I think. You want to practice that way. It's just my personal opinion. I'm not downing any of them. I love the red dot. I love tack lights. I think they're sexy. I just don't like using them all the time. I think they have their place, but your everyday carry, man, is something that needs to be low profile, slim, easy to carry, easy to conceal, and very easy to use and very effective, right? So I set up my EDC. I have a concealed carry Codex holster for my appendix right here, and I have an extra magazine on my side or right there next to my firearm. That's my EDC, man. That's how I set it up. I don't like shooting with tack lights. I don't want to get to the point where I have to depend on that one thing specifically to give me that comfortable feeling, right? And plus, you take out a flashlight, what are they going to shoot at? They're going to shoot at the light, right? Because that's the only thing that they can see. So I'm going to shoot at that light. So if you have a tack light on the bottom of your barrel right there, that's exactly where the bullets are going. So I like using the flashlight, kind of hold it off to the side, do that, or however. But so my EDC is a very basic, plain, run-of-the-muck Glock. The only thing that's special about it is it has Trigicon sights and stippling on the grip. That's it. That's how I carry it, brother. Let's see, what else you got here? I know you got a bunch of questions, Sam. Optics over iron sights. What are you doing? What are you shooting at? What are you training for? Optics on your rifle? Sure, why not? What are you putting an optic on your pistol for, though? Are you a long-distance shooter with your pistol? I don't really like optics on guns that much, per se. I like to train to the basics. I always train for the basics, right? You never know what that optic is going to do, so you need to have something as a backup, right? You have all the fancy optics that you want, but make sure you have a backup. You always need to have that redundancy in case something happens to your optic. It goes down, batteries wear out, you forgot you left it on while you put it away, and then you needed it, you took it out, and it's dead, right? So how are you going to take a well-aimed shot if your battery's dead in your optic? So have those lift sights, right, on your rifle, in place of your iron sights if you use optics. I think they're both good. I think they all have their place. I like iron sights. They work for me, right? I'm old school that way. I just like them. I think they work. So for me, iron sights. And that's it for Sam. Sam had a lot of questions. I only took a few of his. Michael. Now here's one. Here's one that caught me off guard. Michael from Louisiana. Okay. What is the best way to conceal carry a firearm on a wheelchair? That's a good one, man. I'd have to say it depends on the wheelchair, the type of firearm, and the severity of your disability, right? It's another thing, as long as you're comfortable, again, having that concealed carry holster or, however you want to carry that. I would say if you're in a wheelchair, I would use that appendix carry holster right there and have your spare mag next to you. Or if you have, like saddlebags or something, however you could put on your wheelchair or whatever, maybe have some equipment there. But yeah, I think it would depend on the chair itself. What can the chair hold, or does it have sides? Does it have saddlebags? Is it mechanical? Is it manual? I think that has a lot to do with it. The type of firearm. What type of firearm are you carrying on your wheelchair, on your person? Has a lot to do with it as well. And the severity of your disability. That's what I would work with. I would work with trying to find the right holster, because you don't want just to have a firearm loose on your wheelchair, on your person. That can be dangerous for you. So what I would do is try to find the right holster. And then I would work on using that holster, putting it in, make sure everything is clear, make sure your gun's clear, run a clear gun when you're training, and try to do dry fire drills. Or just try to come out of the holster and press out, put it back in, come out. That's what I would suggest. So again, that's a great question. You stumped me for a second. I was like, oh my God, how do I tell this guy how to carry a gun on his wheelchair? Carefully, very carefully. It depends on the wheelchair. It depends on what type of firearm you're going to carry, and it depends on the severity of your disability. That's really what I would say about that. So, great question. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Kyle, for reaching out to me, asking me what do I think about some of these questions that you guys are asking me. Really, truly appreciate it. Continue to send me questions, send me videos, send me pictures of you guys training. I'll throw them up there if I get a chance to. Get out there on the range as often as you can. Train, right? If you have an idea of what you want to do or what type of shooter you want to become, the only way you're going to get there is with training, with practice. So get out there, get on the range, and practice. Practice safely. Make sure you have your eyes and ears on. Get out there and just have a good time, man. Relax, have fun, right? That's what it's all about, yeah? And again, we got Valentine's Day coming up, so get on there, shoot me that code, hashtag shoot for the heart, and I'll give you 10% off the next range day. So thank you, you guys. God bless y'all, and I'll be seeing you on the range.